What's going on, everybody? This is Aaron Wilson for Inside the 49. As always, I'm joined by my brother, Chris. What's up, Chris? How we doing today?
What's going on? Now our season's over, so we can get into some 49er season.
Exactly. So it did not stop watching film. It just went from my high school team to now watching the 49ers more intently. So today we wanted to jump on and just focus real quick on a couple things. I know we got about 30 minutes before the game starts, so we're going to be kind of short and sweet as much as we can do that, and then we'll get after it. The first thing that I wanted to focus on as we go full screen was what I thought was a change up for the 49ers on defense in terms of how they went against trips coverage. So you see on the top of the screen, you got three receivers. They're empty currently right now, but you're going to have a little rotation from the Tampa Bay running back into the backfield. So they're going to eventually be 3-by-1. And it looks like the Niners have decided to go a little bit more zone heavy. We have a couple clips to look through. So we kind of talk to that a little bit. If you guys remember, they tend to get smoked when it comes to being man on man, as we can remember from last year and earlier this year. But I think this is kind of a conscious effort. We don't have stats on it, but a conscious effort to go into more of a man, more of a zone coverage as opposed to man. So we're just going to look through a couple clips from that, and then we're going to go into a little bit of red zone film as well. So I'm going to run this from the top. You guys can see on the top of the screen, you got 3-by-1. So this is a little bit of a change up for them. They decided to throw Brown and bring him over the side as opposed to playing this kind of too high.
Finally.
The rest of the clips, the rest of the clips you're going to see, as opposed to going man to man on the single side, they actually will still play with that second guy over the top. But let's just run it first, and then we'll kind of go back. So they're obviously dropping into, kind of a cover two look from here. So Brown comes over. They're singing up the man on the single receiver side with Yadam, and then they're playing. You'll see them dropping right. You see Demo drops directly into that kind of flat zone, and you have Brown and your hook to curl, and you got Warner as well. In that spot, and then they're just going man up on the bottom with both the linebacker coming out on the running back and Yadam going on. I think that's another tight end from them, and they're just playing Malik over top of the coverage.
Yeah, so obviously, is that even a invert cover, or is that invert cover 2 or is that cover 4? Outside corner goes back, right?
Outside corner does go. Yep, outside corner does go back.
I think they're playing cover 4 on that side.
A little bit cover 4 on that side. So they're going cover 4 on one side with the deep safety. You will see that there's a bit of a hole in the zone. I know he comes down and hits the tight end, but if you look on the top, look in the top right, and I'll pause.
Yeah, nobody has a flat there.
Nobody has that flat because Demo comes and doesn't take the man in the flat, even though he has help from Brown on the inside. So they're kind of three guys.
It looks like he's trying to jump that.
He's trying to take that away, but you'll see the tight end is completely wide open on the backside behind him.
Actually, there are a lot of guys wide open right now.
This is true. I mean, again, are you going to trust Yadam to play one-on-one with the tight end? I would hope so, but obviously this did not work in this situation. So that's one way they're covering it. But again, I mean, I think it's better than the man way they were covering it before. What do you think?
Like anything's better than the way we were doing it before. Or he was running a lot of zone, but just didn't have enough defenders on that side of the field.
Yes.
So teams have definitely been attacking us with the trips and just off balance sets in general, and we haven't really responded. So, just the fact that he's noticing it and that he's doing something is a big positive.
So here they run a little bit differently. You'll see, even though they're going man on the bottom, they got help over the top here on the bottom of the screen with Brown, as opposed to him coming to the opposite side. So they, instead of bringing that third defender over, as in Brown, they decided to bring the third defender over as in with Warner here up on the top. Even when they condense down, I mean, they're vacating the middle of the field and they just have Campbell in the middle of the field, and have him out in coverage, and he's going to eventually, and I'll play this through. He's going to eventually get to his zone spot, with looking at the quarterback as well. But again, we got a problem.
It's play where he knocks the ball out.
This is.
Oh no, it's not. No,
this is a sack. Yeah, this is
okay.
So let's go back again to that.
What was Mayfield looking at there?
So he gets the motion coming from the top.
Just basic 4-man pressure.
Yeah, so this is more the two there we were talking about before, because you had two safeties over the top, and you got 5 underneath defenders. But you got a problem on the top as well. If he runs a corner route, this is 20 yards all day long. I'm not sure what Baker's looking at, to be honest with you. But it's just
it looked like he wanted to go left, but I don't know. I mean, good thing they didn't run a something to try. Yeah. Good thing that one guy went over the middle. And
both of them guys,
or both of them did, because if one guy goes corner and the other one just goes right down the seam, then it's the touchdown.
Yeah. So one thing that they're doing differently with Demo in the slot is he's kind of walling off this defender.
Yeah.
As opposed to taking, just being in his zone. So he's walling off, kind of walling 3. And he does a good job of kind of passing him off and then taking the tight end who's coming back across.
Yeah. So maybe he did see that, and that's why he maybe stopped, because otherwise I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
We got 2-on-1 on one deep safety.
Yeah. I mean, the question is, we go back.
Yeah.
What happened?
It might have been that Demo saw that he was cutting in, and then he just, like you said, just sort of handed him off. Because he's got a carry there. But I guess when he sees the guy cutting in, I would just be concerned with if he goes back out, or if the guy who's coming in goes down the seam. It looks like Demo's hips are already flipped back forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, it ends up working out fine because they're in the right spot based on Demo coming back and playing that.
He must have been looking to the to the left. I'm not sure where that guy came from. It was probably 17.
Yeah, so he gets number 3 coming in. He's looking at him, but he's not really playing him to the end. He's playing him way to the inside.
Yeah.
So again, they got a little lucky on that. So I mean, if you're Seattle and you watch that film, watch them try to take advantage of that, running that corner route out of the trips to see if the Niners can actually cover it or not. So first time they ran more of a cover 4 look on the trip side with singling up on the bottom. The second time they're running more of a cover 2 with a kind of Demo in the middle, running as like kind of that number 3 wall defender. So 2 different ways that they're trying to attack it, attacking trips, which I like. Like you said before, I like to switch up. All right, here's the third time. Again, they're coming with this double mug pressure, so you see both Campbell and Warner up the middle, as we've seen a decent amount before, and you're getting the wide look from the.
Yeah, it's my favorite when they line up like a half a yard off of the line of scrimmage.
I wonder if they're going or not.
So it's like, even if they are going, it's like you're not going to be, you're giving the opposite line too much time to pick it up,
Yeah.
But you're probably not going.
Yeah. So this they kind of end up in more of that kind of cover two look. But again,
at least on the bottom side, it looks like they're like split. I mean, actually, they might have just singled up the top.
Yeah, they singled down the top, which
on the short side of the field.
Yep, on the short side of the field, right? But there's way too when he gets into his drop. Everybody's open besides the top. Everybody on the trip side is open, and this is a third down.
This is why we have such a disparity on defense, on completed air yards versus yak.
Yeah,
it's because we're playing. We're just too far off of players.
Yeah. And it looks here. If you look at what I thought was interesting when I originally looked at this, if you look at Brown on the top, he's really does not care about the single receiver. So they're singling him up on the top on the short side. And Brown's looking, I mean, he's trying to drift in.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're just they're like, you take care of him and you do it.
Which
depending, I have other stuff to do on the other side of the field.
Yeah, which cannot be DK this week against Seattle.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of confidence that you're putting in your corner to do that. And was this a third down?
This was, I believe this was a third down. I remember.
Okay, so maybe that's why we're a little bit farther. We're too far off.
Yeah,
but we're like a yard too far off. But we should know where the sticks are. It's like they were targeting, basically like that yard line, horizontally. And why do we have guys who are like 15 yards beyond that? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that's been an ongoing problem for the last couple of years.
Yeah. So here's the fourth one what they're going to look at. This is obviously getting closer to the goal line,
which is good for us because there's less like room for our safeties to go back.
Yes,
so they have to be involved in the play.
Yeah, less.
It's like a Steve Wilkes special.
All right, so let's run this real quick. All right. Again, he gets in the drop. Again, they're running a screen. But I mean, everybody's open on the trip side, which is the problem. Which way too much space in between. And I believe this was 3rd and 5. You're easy on the right hand side. Easy. You pick 2 out of the 3, and you got a first down, or you just run that.
Yeah, I mean, you have someone who's. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be just standing there if the ball wasn't thrown, but I mean, he was pretty wide open.
Yeah,
and that's just like such a basic concept that they're running there to the left.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that, I mean, just like the way that we're okay. I mean, it's good that the whoever that is there in the slot, goes out immediately, so he's not like inside leverage. But we have safety over there. Like this is the kind of stuff that I don't understand. We have a safety who's playing like way inside leverage, and we have how many guys covering like the tight end on the right?
Too many.
And then and then not covering the fullback or the halfback who gets the screen. So it's like we need to move our players over. Or at least the safety over there should just be protecting the corner more.
Look at his eyes too. That's Malik, and his eyes are he doesn't care about. He doesn't care about the tight end 88 on this side. I mean, he's looking for number 3, but like you said, he should be pushed over farther.
Because I want this, because I mean, if it's going to be just straight, 3-on-3 up there at the top, then I want my safety in the play. You're leaving him in the middle of the field,
not doing anything. I mean,
and then because of that, then you have your cornerback, think back like that, and if you do, then you have 17 who's open. So I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad defense. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, somewhat execution wise too, but it's just bad schematically.
Yeah. So we've seen a couple different ways for them to attack trips. I do like the fact that they're going away from playing man coverage.
It's progress. It's progress.
We're making progress, but the amount of space in between offensive players and defenders needs to be better. And the question of, is Yadam the right guy to go man-to-man, cover press?
Yeah. And that's what it hurts when you don't have Ward out there.
Yeah.
Even though he wouldn't be on that side, but still.
Yeah. And all right. So that's kind of on the defensive side. Let's look a little bit of the offensive side. Obviously, there's a lot of
obviously this is a running play.
Yeah, so Chris, talk through a little bit of that and what you've learned over watching a bunch of their red zone possessions with Purdy either being under center or in shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, just generally their play calling, their rhythm is extremely simplistic and easily predictable, and that's really the problem that they have. It's not really as much are they running too much, are they passing too much. It's that the other team knows what they're doing. And then it puts them in, and they run the middle for 1 yard. I mean, like every time that he's under center, aside from I think it's three boots and then one play action, there was then he hit Jennings over for a touchdown because no one even covered him because teams don't have to. Teams know that when we go under center, that this ball is being handed off to the running back. That's just too much of an advantage. So I mean, even CMC, I think he's getting like a yard on this play if he gets anything. So you're setting yourself up at second and long, and then you're usually passing on second and long, but then the other team knows that they're passing, and the concepts aren't very good, and then you're just getting yourself into all of these situations where the expectation for passing is so high that the defenses can do whatever they want. And that's when they start dialing up all these exotic blitzes and manufacturing all this pressure by rushing guys from one side and not the other side because they don't care about the run.
Yeah.
So it's it's not as much I know some people were saying first down do this, first down do that. It's just like don't make it so obvious what you're doing.
Yeah.
And alongside that, if you're going to make it that obvious, you better have a better play call than you have, other than Purdy running around in circles and throwing the ball to Kittle. Especially without Kittle today. Yeah, so it's a little bit concerning for me that it seems like that's the game plan. That they're just not. They're getting into these difficult passing situations, and the play calling is just not what you'd expect from the guy with Shanahan's his cred.
I like that.
On a lot of these games, you can just look and see. Okay, is he under center? Okay, do we have big personnel in there? Okay, well let's run. It's like that simple. Or are we in shotgun? And that's why I used to not really like when we were ran shotgun and had CMC go out to the side, so it was just totally empty. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but the fact that teams don't, it doesn't really affect teams because they already know we're passing, which is it's just sort of crazy. Because the last stop in the Super Bowl, we were empty. And I'm just like, why? What it's like you have CMC. Like, why don't you make him a threat? But if you never hand the ball off to him when you're in shotgun anyway, then who cares? So it's just it's a thing where the other teams are seeing these tendencies, and from looking at Tampa Bay's defensive call sheet last week, they know that certain situations we run 100% of the time or we pass 100% of the time. It's like teams know it. So the more film they have out there where you're doing the exact same thing, then you're gonna get the same result, I think. But as soon if the Niners were just to totally change it up in one game, they'd probably just blow out whoever their opponent is because they wouldn't be expecting anything that they'd be doing. So
at all.
Yeah, maybe that'll be today.
Yeah. All right. First down. What do you think's coming? Run up the middle.
Baby. Yeah, we're actually not necessarily run up the middle so much, but our running backs are usually getting caught in the middle because of just defenses just know. And it's like our offensive line is not good enough to beat opponents when they know what's coming.
Yeah, that was a big miss block by
especially in the pass game.
Yeah, big miss block by Debo on that one.
Yeah, well, I remember that play correctly. It was sort of difficult for him to get to him anyway.
Okay. So then second down, what are we doing?
If we're in shotgun, we're passing.
Yeah. So,
pistol is the only thing that will maybe potentially switch up a little bit, but we've only run that a couple times maybe three times the whole season from red zone. But at least then we're like, okay, maybe we'll pass it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll run it.
All right, let's run the second down play. This is also with Kittle not on the field.
Yeah. Which is that's the play design, right?
Yeah. That's the play design. That's where the ball's supposed to be going. Let's just see what we're trying to get.
I guess at least we have some wide receivers and McCaffrey's actually looking back at the quarterback, so in case they do blitz.
So you got kind of a switch release, sort of coming out here on the left hand side. It's Bell and Slick Rick. All right, and it's just not there. It's just not there because there's no space. They didn't create any space. With this look, but that's exactly where the ball is supposed to go. But the cornerback's, he's all over it. ball delivered a little better, you got a shot, but I still don't like the play design. There's not enough separation there. They're not creating enough separation, which Shanahan's supposed to be great at. They're down there on the right to really for anything to happen. So then you're in a third and long situation. Here, they're going 3-by-1, spreading them out a little bit more. And I think that's Kittle back on the field. Kittle on the field and try to hit. This is the one I think that Purdy was kind of killing himself about because I think he could have made this. He could have made this throw.
Yeah, he gets his arm hit right when he's throwing it, though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No one really commented on that, but you see that right when he throws the ball, he gets his arm hit right there. And it
throws it off just a little bit.
That's one thing I know. I've watched a lot of him getting hit, and he like when he's getting hit and he's like really exposed, he's really quick to get his hand like back in close to his body, I guess to keep him from getting injured. But when he does that, it can affect the pass. Even though in this game, I mean, he was crazy the way he was just buying time and guys when he was had pressure in his face unblocked.
So strategy from Shanahan gets down to the red zone, 11-yard line, runs the ball at the middle, tries to run, kind of an out route, kind of a switchish out route from the X receiver. That doesn't work, and then he throws kind of a corner to Kittle. I mean, it's just not. There's not. Where's the space? Where's creating the space? Letting Kittle get out in space, letting CMC create some separation and be able to make a move. They just rely on the routes to be better at that point. There's no creativity in that initial one. Let's look at the second time they get. I mean, this is fringe red zone. They call it green zone. All right, first play. What are we getting? I mean, nice amount of yards.
You don't need me to ask, right? Or you answer your question.
Semi-rhetorical, semi not rhetorical. Yeah, I mean, this is simple stuff. Gets to where they need to be. You get a second and short situation, which is good, or second and medium situation here. But again, you need to get this first down. Where do you like the matchup here when you're looking at it right now? What do you like from this formation?
I mean, I like the right side of it. It's you always assume that you're going to have a CMC backside option.
Yeah.
So that could be good because if he has the linebackers on him or a defensive end. I mean, you could go to the top, but I'd rather not have to settle on that. I'd rather go to the 3 wide receivers on the bottom, or 2 receivers and the 1 tight end on the bottom, since they're really only being 3, maybe 4 guys who can get involved there.
Yeah. All right, see what they end up drawing up.
Oh, it says that luckily was something that was miscommunication because of the way that Jennings. I mean, like that's fine if you just want to run him out at the sticks, that's fine. But he's got to run out of the sticks then. I guess they gave him some sort of option here, and he wanted to take this inside for some reason. Or maybe he's just really, really slow getting on his break. Jeez.
No, but Freddie was throwing it so far outside, more of like
he thought he was running a sprint out, or at least an out.
At least getting that. So it must have been some communication there. All right, so then we're sitting on third down. Oh, sorry. Forgot the other side. Like CMC actually comes up the gut here. He actually goes through the offensive line, which I like that switch up. Not always having him go outside. I like him kind of coming up and through, especially if there's a wide defensive end. All right, so you got third down. What do you like right now? You still got 6-1.
I didn't mind these the outside motion. Or the outside motion by Pearsall that we saw all game long. But, I mean, it looks like he's being regardless of I guess it looks like they are in zone probably. But that guy was pretty concerned about getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right here, I want CMC. I mean, he's running the backside CMC option. He's got an outside linebacker on him. Like, good luck.
Yeah, right. Which is great. I mean,
and that's where he goes. Pretty stupid. If you could give him that, you take it.
Yeah. I mean, and right now he sees it, right? So like, the linebacker 8 is going to be out leveraged by CMC getting to the flat, or the freaking DN's going to take him. So nobody else. There's no chance of anybody else taking him.
Yeah,
there.
The only question. Geez, how did they get in so quickly there?
So red zone again, but like deep red zone, right? We're on the 10, on the 9, and 9 3/4, whatever it is. What things coming?
Come on,
Yes.
And if you just look at the defense, they know too. Like everybody knows. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean,
you're putting yourself into like I said, you're putting yourself into a situation where it's like you almost have to pass, but you probably should run.
Yeah, because
the other team, because then you might actually get like an actual real rushing attempt as opposed to the run is coming play, which is just the reason. I mean, if you just look at Mason and think about how great of a season he's had, but like he has negative EPA for the Niners just because he keeps getting stuffed on runs, like when you get in the red zone. It's crazy.
Yeah. So one of the things that I did want to point out is you'll see this kind of bear front that we're seeing a decent amount against the Niners. So you got 3 guys in the middle, 2-3 techs and a nose, and then you got 2 stand up kind of outside linebacker types. We're seeing a lot more this year than we saw it last year against the Niners, which I thought was of note, and we'll break that down more. But yeah, I mean they know it's coming. All right, so no yards on first down with your run, even though you just did the same exact thing the previous set and it didn't work as well. Not the same play, but pretty much the same idea. All right, so we're going up. We know it's pass, right? What do you like here? I mean, I like this bottom.
I like blocking the guys who are blitzing.
Yeah, I like this bottom side. I mean,
yeah,
you got Kittle, Debo, and Ricky against.
Yeah, yeah, but the problem here is that you need to keep, like, if you're, it's fine if they blitz on your right from their left. Yeah. If you have somebody hot on the left, because the guy who you have hot on the left is going to be better than the guy that he's going to be facing. But the problem here is if they blitz on the left, on the offensive left, then you need to block it. You need to stay in and block it. I think this is the play when.
This is a place where Garendo doesn't jump inside.
Yeah, but also like why is he all the way out there?
Yeah, he should be.
Does he think that being like, I think that's a pretty good indicator that they're coming. Why else would they defend it that way? Maybe but the thing is, like, if you're going to do that, then you're doing it for that reason, to see if the guy's coming. But then you're also taking him out of the blocking part of it, because I mean, you're expecting your running back to be able to get a defensive end, outside linebacker, edge rusher at that angle.
Yeah.
I'd much rather that you have Trent get him and have Isaac go up, take anybody who comes up the middle, as opposed to having Trent, block down here and just double a guy and just leave your running back. Yeah, just like it's matchups,
Yeah. Again, that's obviously.
I'm sure that happen. Going up there and setting up there and blocking the guy who's coming in the P gap.
Yeah, this is a good place to see the space.
Yeah, I want 31 on 54. I don't want him on one of their random single digit defensive ends.
Or if he's on 8, he needs to have. Again, he thinks the problem was he thought he needed chip and release, right? So he chipped and release. So he's like, that's fine. I can be outside and I can chip and release, as opposed to being inside. I guess that's why he's that far. He's that far outside, because he thought it was a chip.
But, I mean, chip and release is to help out the guy who's really blocking it. But you're the guy who's really blocking it.
Yeah, obviously it was a breakdown.
And the other thing is Purdy doesn't look hot that direction, so he thinks that it's protected.
Yeah.
He acts. I mean, that's just lucky or whatever. He's skilled in that way to be able to feel it, but his brain does not think. It's sort of just like forgotten about the left side of the field on that play, and just like you said, going right.
Yeah.
So you can put yourself in some really dangerous situations. I mean, like when you took the huge hit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So
which is why Mason's probably in there more on in the red zone, even though he's not so effective as a running back.
So this is the last play we can go over. We only got 7 minutes of the game.
Oh yeah,
starts. Obviously, we're in a tough situation, it being 3rd and goal from the freaking 19. But it was a breakdown. So like this is this
is the only kind of play that we might hand it off, or we're just gonna throw a screen. So it's like we have 2 options.
That's it.
I am a screen.
Yeah, he's got to get more creative with that stuff because they're just they know what's coming, and it's not going to work. It doesn't, and that doesn't do you any good. It's not like you're getting extra yards to help your field goal kicker. You're just you're hoping a prayer that Debo can just be Debo and just run fools over for 25 yards. Like it's not.
It's more reasonable if they don't know that it's coming. I mean, he was throwing those same passes to guys at end of half years ago. Right? I mean, he's still throwing those to Pettis all the time. It's like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah. All right. So that's all we have for today. We will have more stuff coming to you here in the next couple of weeks. And we got about 6 minutes of the game time. So
all right. Well, if we're up by like 3 or 4 touchdowns, maybe we'll come back at halftime and be like,
I like that idea.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much play action today, so much motion, like all the things that we don't get in the red zone, and then we're gonna be like running the ball at the middle. It's all gonna work. So come on, Shanahan.
I like it. All right. As always, go Niners.